Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am so excited to have you in for another Marriage Monday today. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out with us to start your week off if you're listening real time. This is going to be a re-release show that me and Savannah did about a year ago, a little over a year ago now, with some great friends of ours, and it is an episode that is crazy. There's some things that we get into here that I've even forgot about. I just wanted to go back and re-listen to this, and it kind of goes off of our talk with Together in the Trades 2023, where Savannah and I talked about defining roles in our marriage and our business. And so I didn't even realize that this was, we talked about this on this show a lot, but I was going back and looking through some old episodes, and this one popped out and stood out to me and said, this is actually some really relevant stuff that even though it has been released before, I think there's some good value in it. And so everyone might not have listened to it because, like I said, it was a little over a year ago. So if you hadn't gone back in the archives to listen to all of it, then this one might be a new one for you. But even if you have listened to it last year, this still might be some good info. It will be some good info. And if nothing else, it'll be a very entertaining time, a good hour and 15 minutes to get you started this week, because I remember recording this episode live. I thought this was going to be the greatest episode ever because it was just straight comedy, and I get cracked up listening to it every time. So I hope you enjoy the show. It's a fun one that we are so glad we got to do, and we honestly need to do another one. Our lives have changed so much in the past year. It's crazy. Their lives have changed as well. So the mystery guest, I'm not going to name him in this. You got to just keep listening. But I am excited for you to get to hear this show, and glad that this is one that we can re-release for you and hopefully start off your week right with some value and some great entertainment. So without any further ado, let's hop into the show and let's hear from some of our great friends and guests, the Fullertons.
We have none other than what I would call our friends. I don't know if they would call us their friends, but Brian and Liz Fullerton are joining us today. How are y'all doing this evening?
Hi.
Hey.
Good. How are you guys?
We're just going to talk like this all day.
Yeah.
We're good.
I always say good conversation is I talk, you talk, I talk, you talk. So that's how we're going to do this?
Sure.
I talk, you talk.
We'll take turns this time.
So who's going to lead off?
We'll let Liz be our lead. She's the driver. She's the type A, and she just gets impatient with me. So go ahead. You can take the reins. Give them our background, our stats, our bio, blood type, where we're from.
I don't have any of that. You're the details. You're the details.
I don't know. What? Just give them a break. Come
so
on,
we are Brian and Liz Fullerton from Novi, Michigan.
He's probably got the papers hidden somewhere for all of that stuff. I mean, you never know where they're.
She's blinking right now. She's blinking. She's like, we're in love.
Goodness.
Where do we live now? We're in Novi.
We're in Novi.
We're about to move to Brighton in about a year
Yep.
because we want to break ground in our home here by fall, which would be pretty dope.
And we own Brian's Lawn Maintenance.
We do.
Based out of Wixom, Michigan.
Actually, I own it.
No, I'm on there too.
No, you're half and half of the media company, honey.
Oh, this is correct.
So if you leave me, I stop touching stuff. If you leave me, the lawn care company's still mine. But of course, I'll probably lose half or all of it too if we ever. But we don't use the D word here. So.
And you've been in business for how long? 17 years?
17 seasons.
17 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's hard to keep
and
up
we
with. I don't remember how many. I've been in it for like 4, and I don't remember how many I've done.
17 sounds like so long. I feel like I'm still 17 years old.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I did the math like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, it might be 16 because I don't know. I don't. Because I'm like, my email is Brian's Lawn Maintenance 2007, but I think that's when I made
2006.
But that's
because you filed.
You can just talk.
Sorry, this is what he meant by his.
She's taking the reins. You told her to.
It's on her podcast. I'm just.
Well, you had a DBA before filing for the LLC, so I think 2007 is the LLC.
I think 07 is LLC, but I think I did my DBA in 05. So 05, 15, 20. So that's 16 carries 2.
What were we doing in 05?
05, I was like
7
swinging
years
a
old.
toy golf club or something in the.
Oh my gosh!
I was 15.
You guys, they were just barely a thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you're old.
I'm old. I'm 30.
You're old.
I'm 36.
I'm almost old.
How old are you guys again?
24.
Yeah, I'm 22.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
I was gonna say 17. Does that make you feel kind of old? Like you've been doing it for that long? We're like,
Well, man, it sure does.
If you hadn't thought about it already.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm closer to 40 than I am 30, so that's
That
exciting.
hairline
So,
is just going further and further back every single day.
you know what I mean? I got some golden locks here, man. I'm looking good. I don't,
Silver fox.
silver.
There you
You
go.
wish.
You need to get on the beard gang like Caleb Allman. Like he's growing that beard out like crazy right now.
I don't know, man. Yeah, he looks like I don't know.
Did you see
like,
that thing they did on Instagram that day of him looking like Eminem?
Yes, the unshaven Marshall Mathers, Yeah, I'm a baby face. Here's my issue: is like I can do the mustache and like the chin part.
That's it.
I can't do the sides or
He
like
gets, random scragglers.
yeah, I get like little whiskers, but like nothing grows on the sides. So
Yeah.
like what do they call it, like a Van Dyke or a goatee thing, with the mustache. But
Van Dyke.
it's what's called.
Yeah, I've heard a goatee.
Oh, a goatee. Yeah.
Yeah, goatee thing, and then like the mustache, but I can't do the sides. So like it would never blend. Like I'd have to get like a semi-permanent tattoo thing, like girls do with their eyebrows. Not you.
Not
people.
me. I don't have eyebrows.
Yeah, you just took them all off.
No, they just never.
You just weren't born with it.
No.
God's like, we're out of juice here. Just kick her out. Let's go.
So we found out
What?
eyebrows.
We can talk about eyebrows later.
Yeah.
I know somebody that shaved hers in high school and they never came back. So now she just has to paint them on every day.
You
Oh,
know, that's
no.
like a
Terrible.
trend, like shaving lines
I've
into
seen
your
that.
eyebrows. My
Oh,
sister
I
does
remember
that.
that.
And I don't really get it, but
Yeah, that's come
So
back
they-
in.
yeah.
I had a buddy shaving his legs in high school. Same thing. He's like 41 or 42 now. No hair.
You're
like,
kidding.
Just
Never came
what
back.
no, never came back. What he had was what he had. Jim, by the way, same way.
Really?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That's
Nothing.
funny. Mine are very blonde. I used to be very blonde as a child, and they just never darkened over time. So
Well, they also say statistically you have like 6
yours are
minutes
pretty brown
to like
or
make
blonde.
a point. So like if before everybody clicks off,
Anyways,
Yeah.
Hashtag no value.
We're just,
Yeah.
Anyways,
We said this was going to be unique and there was going to be a wide range of topics discussed. So, I mean, I did warn you. So,
true.
with all of
Value.
that being said, value should be brought on this episode. And what we're going to talk about today is, like, we don't ever script anything. We just get on here and hit record and see where it takes us. Our goal with this whole Marriage Monday thing, and the reason I think y'all are going to be great interviewees, discussion people to have a good time with today is this goes right in line with what we just came off of with Together in the Trades. And it's something that y'all make a marriage a priority in your family and in your business, and you obviously have a heart for that, and you've created the event that we just had, and you could talk a debrief of that if you wanted to or whatever, but it's something that's not talked about enough. I don't feel like we Together in Trades is awesome, but it's such a small part of the year. Like and it's a great event, but I want to hear it talked about even more, and like take from that event and even grow and talk about it year round, like not just one weekend out of the year. So, I don't know. I just want to hear from y'all. You've been married. How long have y'all been married? Y'all been together longer than you've been married, right?
It's 8 in October, right?
yeah, we'll be married for 8 years in October, together for 10.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got some pretty decent amount of time under your belt, and our intentions going into this, like Savannah and I've only been married 2 years, so like we say we're nowhere close to where we need to be. We still have so much more to learn. But by getting people like you on and hearing your stories, your struggles, your ups, your downs, we plan to grow from it, and we hope that all the other people out there who have young marriages and are just young in life, young in business, they can grow and learn from it as well. So, what are some things maybe along the way? Take us all the way back to the beginning of running the company and being married, young in business together, young married couple. What were some struggles that y'all went through of like the foundations of your company? Because a lot of the demographic of the guys that listen to our show are people who are young in business, years 1 to 3. That's what we get a lot. And I know a lot of them that are married. A lot of them have kids. Some of them don't have kids. Some of them aren't married. Like it's a wide range of people that listen in here. And I think for us, I definitely want to talk about having kids and bringing that aspect in, which is more recent for y'all. But go back to the beginning and maybe talk some things that y'all struggled with and some ways that you kind of helped further your marriage and become one in business and in marriage back in the beginning.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. I will. Well, I'm gonna give a little context, and then you start maybe ripping off some things. So
Okay.
think critically, right?
Okay, I'll think while you talk.
So here's what I say. Like we've been through the gamut so far. You know, like we were. I own my business as a single guy, right? I've owned my business dating. We've owned my business. I've been engaged, right, with Liz. We've done it married. We've done it married with you working. Done it with married with you not working, like being a full-time wife. We've grown it with us owning it obviously for a couple years while you were a stay-at-home wife, kind of living the dream. And then we've also done it with having being pregnant, which I think is that's a whole season. I don't want to just jump into having a baby, right? Because like, man, that 9-10 months is wild. And then we've been almost with a baby for a year now, owning a business. So it's been like, and in that 8 years, it's almost like every year or two, it's something different, right? Yeah. So it went from like dating and single, engaged to married to living the dream for a couple years, paying off that, then having a baby, moving, once or twice. It's been a lot, dude.
Yeah. So, wow. Now that you're saying it all out, I'm like, wow, we really have done it. I mean, all, but, like within.
We've been here for business. 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah,
2
I
years.
It'll
be 3 when
it'll be 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been here for 2, maybe 3.
Something like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, we lived in the other apartment for 6 years.
6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years. Yeah.
Which was like a 700 square foot little rinky-dink thing, and that was ridiculous. It was like I don't know if you guys have these kind of apartments by you. It's like your first starter apartment, like every town and city has them. You got these like mega complexes, and
I was so excited to move in there. Like, how you get stuff coming up on like your time hop or whatever on Facebook. It shows you like your Facebook memories. I have like pictures of us looking at paint samples. Like, I thought this place was just like a palace. I was so excited about it. And then we had like 6 months into it, we're like, what is this? Everything's like falling apart.
Well, I had decent credit, but like we didn't have a ton of credit or like cash or anything.
I didn't have any credit because I was a waitress, so everything I had was paid for like cash, so I didn't have lines of credit out for anything.
Didn't we have to have a 1.5 months deposit though, because we were broke and like we had no credit?
Long story short, we didn't have credit, so I used all of my savings.
We needed the first month's rent, which was like 7.25, and then like $1,500 down or $900,
which at the time was a lot.
Heck yeah, we had to give him like $1,800, and my account went to 0. And I'm like 20. We were like 25 or 26 at the time. I was
22.
22, and I was 26 when we met. I know, gosh, dude, we're like old as shit.
We are so old.
How old are you now?
I don't know, 32.
Dude, it's been a wild decade.
Yeah, I know.
It's literally a miracle. I don't know if we'll give you guys like all the answers today, but we'll give you guys what we've done to hold it together.
So
but
we progressed really quickly in our relationship dating. Like, we kind of knew right away that we were dating with a purpose, with the intention of finding somebody to get married to and like starting a family and a life and everything.
Well, let me time out really quick, because I wasn't interested in dating at all. It was our story was we actually met at Buffalo Wild Wings.
I was his waitress.
There's a whole like quick funny story there.
Like, cliche there.
Okay, but we went on a date, and I call it, this is kind of an infamous story of our story, is like I call it the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So like I wasn't really looking for a girl or a floozy. I wasn't interested in marriage or anything like that at the time. I was like just working and hustling and just doing whatever I was doing, right? So a girl was like the last thing on my mind. I was just trying to work. And so anyway, we had a first date, which was cool, but we call it the interview, which we got wrong at the marriage game, by the way. So, because you thought the
Starbucks date or you got a coffee? Okay.
Starbucks. We don't count it as our first date. I don't know why you did.
Why don't we?
Well, it's an interview. But it was straight up an interview. So I met Brian. He was one of my tables. We're believers. Back then I wasn't, but I still felt like it was a total God thing, because I had never just randomly given my number to like a table before, but I knew I wanted to see him again. I didn't know if like we were meant to date or be friends, but I knew there was something different about him, and whatever that looked like, I just didn't want to never see him again.
I get it. We get it. Hot, attractive.
So instead of going right for like a typical date, we decided let's grab coffee and see if we're even
a fit
on the level. Yeah.
And you blew me off.
I did cancel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that Sunday, and we met up on that Monday or Tuesday
or something. Yeah. And then we closed the place down because we seriously went through a whole list of questions of like all the things you're not supposed to talk about. Like, how many kids do you want? Like, what does your future look like?
I think I brought it.
Like, I want to be a stay-at-home wife. Are you okay with that? Like, we had certain like criteria that we were looking for in another person.
Not every detail, but like
a good chunk of
like top 5-6 things. Like, hey, do you like Jesus, or do you know Jesus, or do you want to meet Jesus? Not like soon, but like maybe one time later. But that sounds funny. What do you think about marriage, kids, like
politics? Like I said, all the things you're not supposed to talk about, we just got out.
So like
right away.
Well, we joke that we probably did 18 months of dating in
like that first
an hour and a half
interview. Yeah. But that's why we call it an interview, because it's not very much like a date.
Because I was like, hey, do you have kids from a previous marriage? She's like, what? Like the most rude, tacky question. But I was like,
and then I answered, I was like, yeah, is that going to be a problem?
I remember that.
I don't, but I wanted to see what
I was like, oh,
just how
I was like, oh, okay. And by the way, the guys who like man up and own up and like take that responsibility on, that's so super cool. I just wasn't there, to be fair. I was just immature. Like to, you know, some like lady who's got a kid or two, because we have friends that have done that and it's worked out great, and then the third one of their own, you know, CB. But that being said, so we went through like so much dating, I feel like right off the rip, because
well, you were serious about your business. You didn't want somebody coming into your life who's going to be a distraction or not wanting to go to the same places you were wanting to go, which I respected. Like, that's what I wanted in a spouse, was somebody who's very driven.
Well, I wanted to have a relationship with somebody who wanted to be a dreamer. And that was like focused on growth, being a growth oriented individual. Cause I was growing. My background was like really broken marriage, broken family life, right? With parents, financially broken. Nobody's really like mentally mature, relationally mature, mentally mature. Like we just grew up in a double wide trailer. We were low income people. And so it's not an indictment. It's just how the people I grew up with and my neighbors and my friends and my peer group were. So like, I had been reading self-help books and all this other stuff for 5, 8, 10 years at that time. And I'm like, hey, I'm like trying to go somewhere. I don't know where, but like, if you're just excited about like going to the club and the bar tonight, like, I just don't think we're mentally on the same wavelength.
No.
And the interesting thing is like, you kind of like were that girl a little bit.
So I was kind of getting out of that season in my life. Like, I was 22 when we met. So that's still relatively young. And I had taken a really rough path, like early on in life, and did the whole party scene, like Kesha back then, in my day, it was like the big thing. And I thought I was Kesha, and that's how I lived my life. I was waitressing
and everything.
Yeah, I used to have my nose, like I was just a different person. And I was really like just disillusioned with that phase and just over it. But I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have college education. I wasn't interested in going into debt, not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. Like, so what do I do? And then I met this guy, and he seemed, like
saying
he had it
things,
like more figured out, and didn't ever pressure me to be like, one way or the other, but he gave me the opportunity to learn and grow. And it kind of worked out really well.
yeah. I mean, that's the 6-minute Cliff Notes version. But I'll tell you what, like, it's a whole story. But like, we dated every day. We
didn't
for like
go longer than I think like
2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, 48 hours maybe between seeing each other. It was like constant.
Yeah. I mean, we literally hung out every day for 4, because it was coming up to the off season for mowing, right? So we met late September. We dated through October, November, December, January. And it was the off season. I was doing some snow, but that's every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I had plenty of time. October, November, December, January, February. So for 5-6 months straight, we were just dating and getting to know each other. And for 4, 5, 6, 8, 12 hours a day, we would just hash stuff out. And I'm like, dude, this chick is the one. Like, it took me, I don't know, 4 or 5 months to realize it. It took you like,
I think within the first like 90 days, I had told Brian, I was like, hey, I'm going to tell you something. It's going to sound crazy, but I love you. You don't have to say it back. And I know in my heart one day we're going to get married. And at this point, like we went from 0 to 60. We spent so much time together. I was interested in growing as a person and knew I needed to change some things, and had already started that process kind of as I was meeting Brian. And so by then I would think I was a believer. Within that, within the first 90 days. And I was like, I think it's a God thing we met, and you don't have to say it back, but I know we're going to get married, and I hope I don't freak you out with this, but I just want to let you know that like, this is what I know, like in my bones, this is what's going to happen. And he was like, okay, you weirdo. Like, that's cool. And he was very nice about it. He's like, I appreciate you feeling that way, and I don't feel that way yet. He was so nice about it. And then I think the next morning or something, he was like, you know what, you're right. We are. Like, it was just like a matter of fact, like, yep.
Yeah. It's weird, man. Like, I'm telling you, it's the last like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, like, and we're not a big deal by any means, but like, because we're on social so much and podcasting and YouTube, like, people just like think like you automatically have it figured out if you're like on YouTube or on something, right? You just think like those people, at least that's what I always do. I'm like, this person's got to have it figured out in a perfect life and a perfect relationship and perfect marriage and a perfect kids. And I'm just thinking to myself, we are literally not those people.
Not at all. We actually had a giant argument before getting on this call.
Real life.
We were very much in the process.
We sure did. I was like, well, you can cancel on the Jennings because I'm not canceling. She's like, well, you have fun on your solo podcast about marriage. And I said, that's fine. I'll just hoe you out on the internet then, saying that you're the one that dipped out.
But when it really came down to it, we're obviously both sitting here. And I think that's what got us through like the tough times, especially early on, is we started off on a very like serious foot of being in it together, no matter what. Like when push comes to shove, we're always going to be together. And we have been through.
We're so like, ridiculously tired.
Like, ridiculously tired?
No, just dumb. Like,
oh yeah, we are dumb.
But we have commitment.
But we do. Like, we're just both so ridiculously hard-headed. I think it has a lot to do with it.
We just don't want the alternative. Yeah. Like, okay, here's what we will say. Like, we don't have very, very little figured out. Actually, Liz joked, and Jeremiah, you'll laugh at this, because like, it's like you have a podcast, but really it's like you're like just learning from other people. That's like, people think you have it figured out, but you're like, no, dude, I love doing interviews.
Yeah, why do you think I do it? That's why I hate solo shows.
Dude, for sure, right? So like, I think Caleb Allman said, like, what better way to like say you need marriage advice than to host a marriage conference?
Yeah, I always say like we don't host it because we have it all figured out. We know we need the help, so we figured other people did too.
But you can't publicly
figure out who to bring in and teach you in.
Yeah, you can't publicly say we have struggles in our marriage. You got to say, hey, we're hosting a marriage conference. you should come to it. And we're not like at risk for divorce or anything like that. We're far from that. However, I will say, like, we joke a lot. We always say, like, we joke about a lot of the different things, but we do take the serious things in life serious. I think your relationship is very serious. I think your health, your financial health, and then your spiritual walk. I think those 5 different categories maybe are very, very serious topics. The rest of it, tomato, right? Like, from what mowers you buy to what day you have a date night to what, if you're doing CrossFit, if you're doing split routines. I mean, like, everybody gets lost in the weeds on almost everything. But what I will say is, like, Liz and I know for our marriage, one of our guiding things was we want to beat 50%. That was something that we had talked about very, very early on our marriage. And so there's this whole like movement, and it gets different waves depending on what influencer picks it up. But it was about beating 50%. And like, the divorce rate in the country, right, is over 50%. And so anyway, that's something that we made a commitment to back when we were dating and getting engaged was, hey, like, okay, we're both crazy. We both have a lot of dreams. We're probably going to get stressed out. We're probably going to get pulled in 100 directions. But like, we have got to stick it out together and learn. And we both knew, like, we didn't know what we didn't know, right?
Yeah.
Like, we both came from broken homes. We both came from, we both came from broken homes. We both didn't have great role models around us. It wasn't an indictment on anybody, right? But we were just like, okay, we're probably gonna have to like learn some things that we don't know, and it's gonna be a stretch. It's gonna be out of our comfort zone.
So we just kind of committed to that. Like Brian alluded to, the place where we were living when we first got married and stuff wasn't very good. We lived there for a long time.
Dude, it was so. It like created fights.
Yeah.
Because it was so small.
Well, it also stopped fights. Because our apartment was next to the train tracks and our washer and dryer was broken. So when it ran, it made like a really loud noise. So if you were in the middle of an argument and a train went by and you had laundry going, you couldn't argue because you couldn't hear the other person.
Like, and then you get in a fight, and then like, the option is you go to the other room, which is 12 feet away.
Like, you can hear them breathing in the other room.
So you shut the doors, which are paper thin. And like, you didn't really have a bunch of social media like 10 years ago. So like, you just like kind of picked up a book and were like pissed off, right? Yeah, you just like so like you can hear the other person.
We didn't have cable either because we didn't see it as like a necessity. Yeah.
Well, and yeah, we didn't want the distraction. I remember
our family bought us a TV for like our first Christmas together because they thought we were too poor to afford one, which we probably honestly were.
Yeah.
We just had no interest in like the distraction of TV, and so we still have it. I think it doesn't even turn on anymore because it just has never been used.
Yeah, I remember AT&T like signing up for internet, and it was like,
it was so much cheaper to have cable and internet than just getting internet, and we couldn't understand.
I was like, I just want the internet. He's like, it's cheaper to have internet and TV. And I said, I just want internet because I don't want that distraction. And he goes, nobody's ever turned down. It's like $60 a month versus $45 a month for the TV and internet. And he's like, you're paying more. And I'm like, sir, I understand. I know. I just don't want a TV powered on with cable in my house. And
but that's how like we serious we were. Like, so instead of watching TV, we picked up a marriage book. Instead of watching, a movie together, we picked up a book on business and then shared our thoughts about it. Like that's what we did for years.
And in between there, we tried to decorate it the best we could. We've driven the sled cars. You had a sled job.
Host people. I literally would cook for like all of our friends. Like 20 people would fit in our, I don't know how big, 500 square foot apart.
Well, we had a table that opened up, but we didn't have the leaf.
Oh yeah, the center leaf for the table was missing. Leaves. So I got plywood, the biggest one we could get, and we put a tablecloth over it.
Yeah, literally a piece of plywood. And I shaved it down a foot or two on both sides, right? And so we had like 14, 15 people over all the time for food. We call them Taco Tuesdays and Friendsgiving.
But they were friends that were further along in life than we were. We had friends that were married. We had friends that were married and owned a business. Friends that were married, owned a business, and had kids. Like, so it wasn't just like rec time. We were learning from these people, whether they knew it or not. They were like mentors to us.
Yeah. And then we decided to grow the lawn care business more. That was the whole story. I met Bedell. I met YouTube. YouTube met me.
Got out of bad debt.
We grew a YouTube channel, which was bizarre. I mean, that was a whole crazy story in between there. But man, I'll tell you what, like I always say, like the three things that make a marriage struggle are kids, moving, and building or buying a home. And so like we've moved, we've started, I would say probably starting a business in there too, right?
Yeah.
But like it's probably like 4 or 5 or 8 on the list. But we've like moved, we've had kids, like now we've we've built businesses, we've had money all over the place. There's times where we've owed $100,000 in debt. There's times when we've had $100,000 cash. I mean, it's just, dude, it's just like, it's a miracle we're like still together. Cause I mean, like at the end of the day, I'm like, it's just ridiculous, dude. Like, cause we're not perfect. And that was our talk at Trades, by the way, like to go full circle was, I said like, hey, I don't know how to have it all like figured out and all together. I think that's what the marriage counselors are for. And Jeff, they were like been married for 35-year plus people. I said, but I can tell you like what works for us is having grace, having some glue, and having some grit to like stick it out, and being really good at forgiving each other and like starting fresh.
Yeah, we don't believe in not fighting. Like it depends on what you consider, I guess, fighting, like disagreements in general. I don't think it's healthy to never have a disagreement in your marriage.
We just don't relate to those people.
I just don't know how that happened.
We haven't had a fight in 30 years. And I'm like,
we haven't had a fight in 10 minutes.
I haven't had a fight in 30 minutes. I'm like, feel good.
But the way that you have arguments and the way that you have those disagreements in the end, like, is more important than not having them at all. Like, you learn so much about yourself and how to have respect for one another. And we're like I said, we're not perfect at it. We literally just had an argument before this over a Wendy's Frosty. So
I was like, you guys ever read the 5 Love Languages book by chance?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So like there's acts of service.
Yep.
So like I went way out of my way to get Liz a stupid Frosty. I get home, Emmy's screaming her head off because it was 10 o'clock at night and she's overtired. She wouldn't go down. I was like, I don't know how to put this kid down. I need you. Liz was like, well, I just want to eat some food. I'm like, that's fine, but she's like going to cry forever. Emmy goes, I'm like, I need you to put Emmy down. Then Liz grabs the Frosty and goes, well, I guess there won't be eating this, and throws it into the trash bin.
Oh.
And I went, and so we were just fighting it. She's like, it was just a Frosty. I go, it's a symbolic gesture of love. And she's
a
like,
99-cent Frosty.
Yeah, I'm like, it's acts of service. Read the damn book. And she's like, And she's like, stop being so soft. And I'm like, what did you say?
I need to see a physical expression of what your face did after she threw that in the trash.
What did I do? I got it out of the trash, didn't I?
Yeah, and then I'm like quickly. So when you have a baby, like I'm the only one who can get her to go to sleep right now.
We're losing all credibility.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of like bum rush to bed is what I call it, because I have to be ready to go to bed when she's ready to go to, just like how things have been working. And so every night it always happens, because I mean we live a big life. Like we have a lot happening. Brian, like he said, has been out in the field. Then he gets home. He has 2 podcasts to do. He's got a coaching call. We got stuff in the works for LAL at the end of the season. So he's working another 4 or 5 hours when he gets home.
Never
so
ends.
It's been all me all day. I haven't got to sit down and eat like a full meal. Like it's just,
which we talked about that at trades, how we've been trying to navigate that better.
Yeah. And this week just hasn't been our
No, well, we got sick 2-3 weeks ago, and
we got sick coming out of trades, and then we were sick forever.
I'm blaming Paul Jameson's headsets, but
so we have this whole like situation right now where when Brian gets home, he's still working, so it's like I'm the one putting Emmy to bed, and then
I've been taking 5 to 9 off every day.
Usually
when I get home. Yeah. But the 2 weeks I was sick, and then I've been in the field because one of my guys is sick. Unrelated, but he's out.
Anyways, the situation keeps happening where the baby is crying. He's got 5 minutes to like hold her while I get myself together before I have to take back over again. And so I'm quickly washing my face, and he's holding this like dripping Frosty. He's like, you need to eat this. And I'm like, how do you want me to eat this? I have 5 minutes to do like 20 minutes worth of things. Like I can't, like I physically can't eat it, and I don't want to put it in the freezer because it's going to be frozen all the way through. I'm like, it's a 99-cent like frost. Like we are fine. We are not poor anymore. Like it will be okay.
Throw it away.
I literally took it out, and I started eating some of it. I gave the other part to Teddy, and then I actually gave some to Emmy while you were removing your makeup.
You gave it to Emmy?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was on top of the trash, like nothing touched it, but
my God.
It's good for our immune system.
Yeah, I was like, dude, you're not wasting this.
She's never had ice cream before.
She has not.
She has.
I bet she loved
that. That's serious. Like she has.
Liz is gone.
I was like, that's
Liz is checked out. This is already. It
was all about the symbolic gesture of acts of service, and then
that you just threw away.
You steamrolled over me. You threw away my love, is what I saw at the bottom of the trash bin. And then you're like, get over it. It's a stupid thing. I'm like, you can't apologize in your whole soul, can you? And you're like,
so like we said, we aren't perfect, and you guys should come to our marriage.
Yeah.
No, this is good stuff. This is real life. It is.
Oh man,
sorry.
That's hilarious. That is wow, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's so
I don't know if I call it good, but
now that we've lost all credibility with everybody, so
no, you haven't, because I think there's a bunch of people out there that are thinking the exact same thing and learning that. So back in the beginning, and we don't have to literally go back to the beginning, but defining roles in the company, I think, is something that's huge, and it's something that in marriage is one thing that I've heard talked about a lot. Is like, if you're going to be business owners together, you got to define your roles of who's going to be what and what role you're going to play, and you need to learn to stick to that and understand that, not step on the other person's toes. How have y'all navigated those waters back, like when you, like Liz, when you left your waitress job and you came into the business full time? And I know didn't you do like some bookkeeping stuff in the very beginning or something like that? And how have y'all like I know Brian's a big dreamer and visionary, so like how have y'all made that work?
We've done a lot of different things over the years. And that's honestly, like, that's the biggest question that I get to as a lady from men is, how do I get my wife, like, in the business in general? Like, what does that look like? Because the truth is, it's going to look different for everybody. I think everybody has different, like, giftings and abilities, and you kind of have to, figure it out. It took us a while for him to even come around to let me touch the business. He had owned the business for
a decade,
almost a decade before he met me. Yeah. So relinquishing any part of it was very difficult. And my roles changed so much over the years. So I went from, I was waitressing, which wasn't very conducive to our relationship. So, cause I would work nights and then he was cutting during the day. In the summers, we never saw each other.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking a position at a mortgage company for a while and then went into audiology. Mm-hmm. So that I could be home at night to help him with stuff with the business, or, just kind of figure out what that even looks like, because we were so on different like schedules.
Dude, our income was ridiculous. Like my payroll sucked. Oh, not my payroll, but my income. Like we didn't have charge cards on file, right? So like I talk about my story. I was always collecting money, and I always had like 5-10 grand in the bank, but I never had surpluses. My pricing was low, my income was low. We were just burning up motors and engines. It was not a very healthy lawn care business. We were doing like 70 gross, and I was making 30-40 net. Like, it was so rinky dink, and it was embarrassing, but that's just where I was, and I don't know any other way to say it. But then like B-dubs, you were all cash, and so like you would get $200 a night, and then some nights you'd come home early after 2 hours with like $30, and I'm like, what are you doing home? Like, oh, it was a slow night, they cut me, I was first out.
So unreliable. So sometimes it was really great, and then sometimes it was terrible.
And then sometimes you'd work a double on Saturdays, and I'm like, well, I thought we were dating, you know. So like, and then you left B-dubs because we would date. Like most days we would date in the morning. I would end up go cut lawns in the evening because I'd invert my schedule, which was great for my business, right? And then you'd work 4 to midnight, 4 to 1 a.m. I would hang out with you from 2 a.m. to about 5:30, and then I'd go back to bed or go to bed, and then I'd wake up at about 8 or 9, 10, go mow lawns. It was so stupid. But
it took us a while to figure out that wasn't great.
But then after the mortgage job, you did the audiology thing. So like we never had consistent income. Our income was like
everywhere.
We were always so broke.
So I actually was laid off from audiology job back in
September of like 17, 18.
Whenever the election with Trump was.
16
I don't know.
17.
Things are very uncertain. So the whole, like, nobody knew what was going on with insurance. And so the whole practice basically got cut in half. And so we kind of looked at it like, well, we have 2 options. I could go out and find another job, or we could make this work. This is what we wanted to do all along. We were in a different position with the lawn care business. We weren't making tons of money, but we realized we could make it work if we wanted to.
That was the year I met Bedell. We did 120, I think, that year gross. We made 55, 60, maybe 70, because I didn't have a lot of overhead. I didn't have a full-time guy. I had a little part-time guy for $10 an hour back then. So we made more money. We just managed our debt, serviced our debt. We weren't like making huge headwind, but things got a little bit more stable. We maybe had like 10,000 subs on YouTube at the time, and making $200 a month with that.
My role was really undefined. Like you're talking about, like knowing your role and doing your role well, and not stepping on the other toe, like staying in your lane. My lane was spaghetti. Like I was just wherever was needed was what I was doing. I wasn't really sure what exactly. Like
you filled in what you could. But like we had no defined role for you, and I was like, I don't know. Because I was like,
he had been doing it for so long by himself. Like he didn't even know what having somebody else work with him would even look like. And I wasn't in the field. I've never worked in the field, just throwing it out there. Like I've never gone and mowed with him. Like that just wasn't something that we saw ourselves doing.
Well, not only that, so like I was like, there's 2 oars in the water, right? Jeremiah, like there's the operations and there's like the back end office. I was always out in the field cutting grass. That's what I did. That's what you do, right? But like the back end office, I was a 0. Right. So like there wasn't books for her to manage and payroll and reports and all this other stuff.
The business was just kind of a mess.
It was just a mess. So she's like, well, I can take over some stuff. That sounds good, except there was nothing for her to work with.
There's nothing to take over.
There's nothing to take over. Like I was mowing grass and I'm like, do you want to work a trimmer? She's like, I don't think so. I'm like, I don't think so either. And some people do that, and that's fine. But like, so I was like, well, manage the back end of the business. She's like, you don't have a back end of the business. And I'm like, right.
So a lot of it was figuring that out.
It was so weird and awkward.
It's kind of like if you've ever had a job where they were like ask you to define your own role, it's the worst for like an employee. I hated that. I used to get that all the time.
There are 2 positions like that.
Yeah, define your own role. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be. Make your own job description.
You did that for 2 different companies.
Yeah, and that's basically what I was doing again. And then we got it a little bit more figured out, and then.
Well, we just started focusing on. You were enjoying helping me grow the business. We were editing videos together. We were spending a lot of time together, on the weekends. It was one of those things where I wanted you to do more, but I didn't know more of what you wanted to do. And so one of your dreams, of course, was to be a stay-home wife and then a stay-home mom. And so I'm like, okay, like I can't have kids. I didn't want to have kids until we put a certain amount of money in the bank and we were debt free. And so like, I wanted you to have that role. Right. But like, and it was tough too, because as the dude, right, I'm like, hey, you can be a stay-home wife, but we're not having kids. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And like, we decided together until we had some money in the bank and we were out of debt just for us. we didn't want to have kids. And so there was 2 years where like, yeah, Liz is living the dream, but she's also like having her heart broke every day. And it sounds good and sounds fun. And I don't know if you can talk about this or this was your perspective, but this was mine. I'm like, well, I want to give this woman kids, but we live in a 700 square foot apartment, 1 bedroom. We were just starting to make some money. She's like, I want to buy a Louis Vuitton and I want to buy a nicer car and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'm like, no. And I wasn't like trying to be mean. I was just like, no, like if we start buying this stuff and not getting out of debt and reinvesting, then 2 years from now, we won't have a 1,400 square foot apartment, buying acres of land and having our, dream $1 million house. And it was so tough. And like, I don't know.
One thing you did really well. So I kind of, just to answer your question about like roles, like I just did what I view my position in our business as like.
You were a consultant, by the way. You helped me grow my social media.
I did.
You literally taught me how to do YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, ads. I mean, we're like, she's like, your copy sucks. Like, what do you're an old man.
I
like,
read
on
a
the
book
internet.
recently that talks about how like men and women are very different. Men are typically, they go out there and they do, and they give instructions and this is how it is. And this is just how it's meant to be and whatever. It's just very square and blocks. They build, if you're thinking of like a wall, they lay the bricks. And like women are more of like the motor? In between the bricks. Mortar. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. In between those bricks, we make the things stick that the men are trying to accomplish. And so that was kind of my role in the business, is whatever was making the business stick. Wherever I saw growth possible is where like I would go and work. So, we need to get our books figured out. Cool. Our new CPA needs a lot of information. I'm your guy. Like whatever keeps Brian moving to grow the business, to get him out of working in the business and so he can work on the business, and gets us more established to be legit business owners. Like our business used to own us and now we own the business. We have a bookkeeper, we have a CPA, we have a whole team of people. We have, we actually do payroll now through a payroll company. Like we aren't, just paying people cash. Like we went through a whole transformative business. So it's really hard to answer that question.
Here's one thing I will say, like there was a lot of, and I don't know if anybody can relate, but we had a lot of fights, right? I mean, you got to think like when you're in the thick of it, money starts to come in, and we're not talking like millions of dollars, right? We're talking, hey, you got $100,000 a year coming in. A couple that made $35,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year. You have 3 times the amount of money coming in, and what do you start thinking? I want to upgrade my lifestyle, right? I mean, like that's, I don't know about you guys, but that's what I'm thinking. Like we want to go to nicer dinners, buy nicer clothes, maybe upgrade a sled car, and especially when like Liz grew up poor. I grew up poor. I had never went to the mall until I was 19. Liz lived on her own since 17. You know what I mean? It's like, we didn't have any money. So we're thinking like, let's buy stuff. And I'm thinking like, probably not the best role. So, well, here, let me just add like that created a bunch of conversations.
Conversations are nice words.
And it was really tough because we were trying to get around other successful people and be like, hey, what do we start to do? Like, the most anybody in my family has ever made was like $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year. Nobody had made $100,000 or $300,000 a year or $600,000 a year, right? There's no millionaires in our family. So I'm thinking like, hey, I don't want to mess this up. So like, and this is just how it works. Like ladies typically are short-term thinkers and right.
Not always,
but guys are like, generally speaking, like the long-term visionary. So like Savannah's like, well, I want to buy a purse today or maybe, or differently, even maybe somebody's a saver and somebody's the spender. Right? Like I was the spender, you were the saver. And I'm like, well, if we don't spend to earn more, you're like holding us back.
Well, so Brian's the investor. Like he's got no problem spending money on the business, where I'm like, I don't know, that looks a lot better in our bank account than it does in the trailer. Yeah.
And so like you start having more money come in. Liz is like, well, and I'm thinking, I want to buy an enclosed trailer. She's like, well, do you really need that? I'm like, and then you start justifying 75 different ways. You're like, yeah, this is really important. Vice versa, 10 grand comes in and Liz goes, that 10 grand looks really nice for a couple Louis Vuitton purses and some Tory Burch sandals. And I'm thinking, those are stupid investments. And you're thinking, and Liz is thinking, yeah, but I've been paying dues for 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
And she's like, you promised. And I'm thinking to myself, I did. And I'm sorry, but it's going to be another year or two until you're allowed to buy those. And it's not like I was top down. But
no, well, you never gave it top down like that. We have
I always
always
gave you
been
options, choices.
we've always been really good about keeping our goals in front of us. We talk a lot about having like you can call it a dream board, vision board, whatever you want, but keeping your goals in front of you. We actually have a cork board in the middle of our house where we put everything that we're working on in, like image form, just because that's what works for us. We have a goal card that we read and review every single day as a way of starting our day to remind us of what we're trying to accomplish. And so it was very easy for him when I wanted these, material signs of success to point at the bigger picture and say, hey, you could buy that, or we could, keep going for just a little bit longer and you can have that and one of those dreams on the board. You can have that and we can be out of debt and we can have a baby the same time next year. And
we did that.
And we did. And it was really hard because there's a lot of that. There's too much to cover, I think, in just this episode of all the stuff we went through in between then. But we really did go through a few years of just roughly paying our dues. And
we were making money. Like the last,
that was the hardest part, is going back to this crappy apartment that we had, knowing that I could go out and buy a house, not the house I wanted, not the house of my dreams, but just a house.
Yeah.
And
we did. So we did start to make $5,000 a month, then 10 grand a month, then 15 grand a month, then 20 grand a month, then 25 grand a month. And then the next month, and then the next month, and then the next month, and then the next month,
so
and then the next month.
What kept us glued together was really having common goals and dreams. And I think that's what's missing from a lot of marriages. I think Jeff Joyner at Together in the Trades this year talked about something so important is selfishness. Like purpose. you can boil down every argument and everything in your relationship down to selfishness and selfish choices. And then 2, what's lacking in a lot of marriages today is a common purpose. And his family actually has a purpose statement, which I think is amazing. It's something that we're still needing to write for ourselves. Yeah.
Well, and that goes back to, and by the way, like I wanted things too. Like I was like, hey, I want to do something with this money, like other than pay off debt. That's not fun. So but we had to pay the piper. Like we had already had fun, if you will, buying equipment, buying this. We had to pay off debts. We were $100,000 in debt with the business and personal debt. So it took maturity to live below our means for a year and a half and pay all the stupid crap off, and then simultaneously, I wanted to buy a 4-wheeler and, go on a vacation because I had worked 15 years without ever spending any money.
Yeah.
Liz wanted Louis Vuitton bags and nicer shoes and clothes and what are those, Alaska coats or whatever they're called?
It's very cold here in Michigan. I just wanted the warmest coat I could find.
The
the mink fur or whatever.
No. Yeah, right, dude. No way.
Sit down.
Is it the Alaska coat?
Alaskan goose or something? I don't know.
Canadian
I have
goose,
mine
the Canadian goose.
not even, I don't even like the label on it. So I got the blacked out label.
Yeah, so Liz,
I just wanted the warm coat.
No, It gets cold here.
It gets so cold.
So selfishness and having a purpose. And I'm just hey, Liz, if you buy Louis Vuitton right now, okay, here's the picture I painted once on a podcast. I said, we're living in an apartment. We just started to make some money. But at the same point, Liz is well, I want a Louis Vuitton. I'm okay, so you're going to have a today's money, $2,500 luxury purse, go down into your Jetta to go to your sled job where you're making $15 an hour to then come. We have no money in the bank account, have no money in the Louis Vuitton while we're living in a 700 square foot apartment. I just said, frankly, I was Liz, who are we kidding? And so, but that's what so many people
That's what I was about to say. That's what the majority, why do you think you're where you're at today? Because that's what the majority of the people do. We have a neighborhood that in our area, it's one of the nicest neighborhoods here, $1 million houses. All it is $1 million houses. And I've heard personal stories of the insides of them. People have a couch and that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
We've
been in those homes. Yeah, they have lawn furniture as their dining table.
Literally.
Yeah. And so I told Liz, I said, she goes, well, all my friends are doing this and all of and they were and that's the tough part, dude. There's context and pressure, right? Our friends are having their second kid.
That was, I think,
their
the hardest.
first home.
Yeah.
And I'm
so badly. I just wanted a home and a family for as long as I can remember. That's my thing. I don't know if it was the way I grew up or what, that was just my thing. And we would go and tour these homes. I mean, if you go look at our other YouTube channel, Fullerton Party of Two, we talk a lot about the home being one of our biggest dreams, and everybody was buying their first or second home by the time we were lucky to move into our second apartment, this place.
And we still and people still, you know, like, oh, you're rent, you know, if you're making money, and whether you're making $5,000 a month or $50,000 a month, like, who cares? But like, people are like, well, why are you renting? Why don't you buy a home? And I'm like, because we
don't want just any home. Like,
we want our home.
Yeah. And we want it to feel right. And we want to do it the right way. Like, we don't want it to be home poor, or whatever it's called, where we just have lawn furniture and this really nice house. Like, we want to do things correctly.
Well, like they always say, delay the good to get the great.
Yeah.
And so like there's so many like parallel paths. If you can see this whole like combobulated story that we're telling you, there's like, we had to grow up with one path. We had to figure out how to like make money, keep money, grow money. That was another path. We had to learn how to work together. You know, we had to have like more, we had to like reanalyze our values on everything, like how we make money. And then like, cause like in the beginning, you're just like struggling. You're just trying to get established. Like, you guys are younger and you're in early 20s, and like, you're just starting to get your feet wet, but like, you're starting to learn your pay cycles and you're starting to save a little bit. And you're like, hey, like, are we saving this or putting this into an investment? Or are we buying a lawnmower? Does Savannah get a new bag? Like, I want a nice purse. Well, I want new shoes. And you're like, well, sometimes you can't really do it all. Mm-hmm. And so you start having those conversations, right? And so we had to figure out a lot of like, and I think to answer your question about roles is, there's a thing, I'll just quick tip here. I learned a lesson once from a TED talk. It was called deconstruction, and you have to deconstruct things. And it's like, okay, like you blow up on your wife blows up on the husband because he leaves, because he says something. Really, like, it was only one little nuance of that whole fight that really like set her off. So you have to like deconstruct the actual argument.
It's never the Wendy's Frosty. It's the whole other.
I was like, it was an act of love. I'm like, you didn't appreciate my act of love. She goes, F your Frosty. And I said, it's not Frosty. I'm like, I could have got you a diamond 1 carat ring, and if you threw it in the trash, it would have been the same $1.99 or $12,000. It would have been the same thing. But right. So it's like, you have to really break things down. And I was just so sick and tired of fighting, and so sick and tired of like, our life was moving so fast. And I'm like, Liz, we can't be I always say on my podcast, we can't be immature idiots. Like, we have to grow up. Mm-hmm. And that's tough because it like, you have to stop being selfish. Like, that's the bottom line. Like, right. Or Jeff said. Yeah. I was saying Greg Woodstock.
It's hard too, because like, I think everybody, when they ask that question about roles, is expecting like a, black and white textbook answer. Yeah. And the woman cooks and cleans and the guy makes the money. There might be women out there who can work in the field better than their husband does. Maybe he hates it and she loves it. Like, whatever it looks like for you is what it looks like. The thing is, though, you can figure it out today and it's going to look different in 5 years. Like, I wish I could say to you, once you get that thing figured out, that's how it's going to look like forever. And it's just going to be a Pollyanna world and you're going to love it. It's changed for us so much just over the past 10 years. Like, I can't imagine in 10 months, like having a baby, like all of it changes every year. Like, you never, and I'm sure like we're getting ready to have our second baby, and things are going to look different than they do today in 2 years. Like, it's just how life works. And so being able to roll with the punches and be flexible, be united in what you're trying to achieve together, but be flexible in the process is so, so important. And I think that's where a lot of like our frustrations, if you let yourself become selfish with those goals of like, I do want a nice bag. And that's a very selfish thing versus I want what's best for my family being our main.
It's tough, man. Yeah. Like, and it is. And, and everybody's like, we want to buy equipment. The wives want to save money. We're investing. And she's like, well, I think you're just spending because that mower is just sitting in the garage. Like, it's an investment. And she's like, well, okay, sure, honey. And then you're like, she just doesn't get it, and it's like, we've all had those conversations. I think there are some roles, of course, in the house. You have to just literally sit down, get some quiet time. It's nice when you're like just a young married couple, no kids, but like, who is responsible for the dishes? Who is responsible for the laundry? Yeah. Do we both do a laundry when we both have 10 minutes, like a load?
If you just get out those roles, it's helping define
a checklist,
like expectations almost. I think a lot of the arguments people have is over unmet expectations or unexpressed expectations. Like, if you don't ever talk about who's responsible for taking out the trash and you're both mad at each other for not doing it, well, what did you expect to happen?
That's a great point. I talked about that at trades. I said, like, so many people are mad at their spouse, and their spouse doesn't even know how to act or behave or become the person that you want them to be, because you have these communicated expectations, and you're like, well, my perfect spouse would be this, is what I said, and your spouse doesn't even know what that looks like. And so you're mad at your spouse for not being perfect, and your spouse is over here going, I don't even know what you want out of me. I thought you loved me the way I am. And so I don't know if anybody can relate with that, but like there's times when like Liz would be like just mad when I come home because I would do my thing. And she's like, I need you for certain things. And I get home and I go, well, I need you for certain things. And we both realized we had been together for 8 years and we had never communicated that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
we do a lot of
oh
it's more sporadic now, but we used to be very militant about, we'd have, board of directors meetings every Sunday before the week started, where we would put our business owner hats on and take our marriage hats off. And we would talk to each other like you would talk to a coworker or like a co-owner of a company. Mm-hmm. It was serious talk. Like, this is what has to get done this week. This is what, we said we were going to do last week. How did you do on this project? Like, and we would hold each other accountable, and we wouldn't take it personally because we could say things differently to a coworker than you can say to your wife. And just realizing and being mature about that conversation. Now we kind of, we do it more often, but for nights. Like smaller times on our date nights. We like to have a date night, just be a date night, but we also have to split it up where we have like actual communication. So they're like,
we're not really, everybody knows we're not getting 30 hours a weekend of that.
Dude, I don't know if we would like survive 30 hours together. You know what I mean? Like, let's be like, go away, you know? I will say like the roles thing though, like, I would get so mad that like the house wasn't clean, or you would be like the gas tanks in the cars are empty, or the oil needs to get changed. I mean, eventually you have to start being like, who is in charge of what? Yeah. And it's okay to like, but there's be times when like, they said in board of directors meeting, I'm like, hey, you didn't do this and this. And she's like, you know what? I suck. I didn't do that. And there's be times where I'm like, I didn't do something. And she'd be like, why didn't you finish that? I go, I literally, now if you got tired and you just didn't get it done, there's grace. Mm-hmm. But then other times I'm like, well, I just didn't get done because I just wasn't able to do it. I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't do it. Well, we both set out this goal to accomplish this target.
It made the conversation very easily because that's not fair. It's just all fact-based. Like, you said you're going to do X, Y, and Z so that we could accomplish X, Y, and Z, and you didn't. So it's not that you're like attacking your spouse in any way, but you're just holding each other accountable.
It's accountability
partners. And then on the other end, you have to be very personally responsible for your own crap to say, yeah, you know what? I sucked win this week. I'm sorry. Like, I let the family down, because that's really
that's what you are.
And it's hard.
And nobody wants to say that. And we're so, I mean, you guys already know this. Everybody is so soft. Everybody is so triggered. Everybody is so weak. And I'm not like saying like we're the answer people, but I'm just telling you straight up. When's the last time like your spouse was like your accountability partner and you like challenged each other to get better? And I heard somebody say once, man, it is really, really difficult being married to a winner. It's even way more difficult being married to a loser. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's like, people are like, man, this is hard and this is tough. Well, no shit. You're conquering life together. Yeah. Like, who said it was supposed to be easy? And then you look around at your peers, and I'm not being harsh, but like, they're just winning at being average. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, they're the best at being average. And Jeremiah's like, we're going to grow this thing. We're going to like conquer the world, and we're going to be the best, biggest, baddest outfit in town or whatever. And you're probably being the best nurse and the best childcare provider, the best mom. Sometimes that takes effort. It takes intentionality.
It's hard too as a woman to be like, sometimes, especially when you go through the season of having babies, like, you can't be in it as much as you used to be. Like,
that's true too.
I always say, like, you can do anything you want. You just can't do it all at the same time. And it's taken a lot of maturity in myself and a lot of grace for myself to realize that, like, I can't run at the same pace Brian is right now. Mm-hmm. I can do everything I can do all day, and that's just going to have to be like good enough for the season we're in. That's been really difficult. And I think we do such a good, one thing we do, I think, properly, is we think of each other super highly. Like, I think super highly of Brian, and he thinks I
run everything by you. People are like, think I'm the guru. I'm like, you guys have no idea.
We always make sure to like assume the best in the other person. And then that helps keep us wanting to like keep up with the other person. Like, even though I'm not in the same position I was able to, be in a year ago, that doesn't mean that I'm letting myself off the hook and saying, oh, okay, well, I'm just a mom now. No, I'm still reading business books. I'm still talking to him about the podcast I listened to today. Like, it makes me want to try even harder to make sure that we stay on the same level. Because I think that's where a lot of like breakdown could happen, where you're in a lot of like point of risk in your relationship, is you're going in two different directions. Like,
I'll add if somebody's growing faster than the other person. And that could be fitness wise, like
it could be in any area. It doesn't have to be in
she,
business.
She could be, you know, on the Peloton every day, getting fit, looking beautiful, more beautiful, right? And then you're letting yourself go because it's the season. I'm eating hot dogs and I'm eating McDonald's, just trying to get the job done, and you're like letting yourself go. And she's like, I don't want to be married to a slob. And it's like the guy's like, well, you know, that's easy for you. You're a stay-at-home wife, or you're a stay-at-home mom. And it's like, dude, all these little like bickering kind of situations can happen.
Yeah.
So
there's a saying like iron sharpens iron, but like you have to allow your iron to be sharpened. You can't sharpen iron if you're not letting the other person sharpen you. And holding each other to a high esteem helps do that, because you also want to, like, you know, I know he looks at me a certain way and thinks highly of me. I don't ever want to let him down in that aspect either, and vice versa.
Yeah, rules is an interesting one, because I mean, every couple is different, you know, like we there were certain things we both didn't want to do. I'm like, hire it out. And then right, you say, oh, that's easy to say, right? That seems like it just solved the problem, until you realize a cleaning person is $130 a week or 2 weeks, whatever. And then she goes, I ain't spending $130 every 2 weeks. I can clean. I know how to clean. Like, I got a couple extra hours on Saturday. And then she doesn't want to spend the money, or she does want to spend the money, and he doesn't want to spend the money, or he does want to spend the money. So that's a whole nother little micro conversation, right? Like, I think people just need to have more conversations about expectations, reality. I like if Liz said, I hate cleaning doing the laundry, and we could find a service that would do the laundry for us, we would hire it out. Like, but how am I supposed to know that if you don't like doing the laundry? Or how do I even know that you want me to help when I'm out there slaying the dragons and putting in, you know, bales of pine straw?
And going back to our roles, it's not.
You know what I mean? Like, but how many couples have harbored resentment for their spouse, and your spouse doesn't even know you're resentful or pissed off?
Yeah. He's really funny. He'll be mad at me, and I'll go out with my whole day and not even knowing that he's mad at me.
I'm like, so aren't you feeling like? I go. I
just don't pick up on the cues. I don't know. I just don't care.
I was like, don't you feel my passive aggressiveness?
No.
She's like, you're mad at me?
I'm having a good day.
I'm like, I will kill you. You know what I mean? But
it's
we're getting better at that.
I don't believe in magic. I don't believe one thing fixes everything. But I harp on this literally. I think every episode I bring this up at some point. It's communication. Like, communication is like almost the magic word. It's almost what fixes everything. It doesn't, but it almost does. So I don't know. Communication is huge there. I think that is a big thing that we should all be implementing. I think y'all just proved it right there in and of itself that communication is very important. I don't know, Liz, you said earlier, I don't think we have time to fit it all in one interview, because I don't think we do today. We're already sitting in an hour. I don't want to.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
We're talkers, so we could.
I know. I could go on for 3 hours, but I don't think people would listen for 3 hours. But I do want to get you on for a part 2 later down the road and talk about another topic, maybe bringing children into the picture, because I know that's something that y'all have done and kind of are taking and trying to grow your family in the future. So looking forward to hear some more about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, it's something that a lot of people out there in that stage of life, we were talking before this, like everybody we know is pregnant right now. It's something that it's just like Brian said, something's in the water, I guess. But it's a fun time, and we're looking forward. We're about a month away from Jack being born, so if you're listening to this real time, about a month away, it's gonna be a great time.
I'm so excited for you guys. It's a wild ride, and we'll go off. We won't go off on a tangent here about it, but
you have to come back for the next episode.
So
hey, we'll give you guys we'll talk you off the cliff if you want. Jeremiah, you got my cell. Call me at 3 a.m. I'm up anyway. And I always joke to Liz. I said if divorce lawyers put their hours of operation as 24 hours, right? Like they would triple their business tomorrow. But like. That's why like no divorce attorney is available at 4 a.m. Because like you say things and think things and do things like it's. I mean, we're not perfect. I was like, dude, I was very mean to you the other night. I'm sorry. And Liz is like, I've never said that to a human being, and I apologize. And I'm like, I don't even remember because I was so tired.
Yeah, you don't even comprehend it.
No.
It just amplifies everything. Like you're so responsible for like your whole life as it is, and now you're responsible for this other life too. It's just a lot.
Well, here's my saving grace, Jeremiah, and I don't know if you guys can relate, but I said, okay, since the dawn of humanity, there's been like 70 billion people, they say. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can't be the dumbest human being to ever reproduce. Like, I don't know. I mean, we're probably in the high percentile, but I will say,
but not the dumbest.
Yeah, we cannot be the dumbest. I have to believe there was somebody dumber than us that still pulled it through.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, this is really bad right now. I'm crying, you're crying, baby's
crying,
everybody's crying. We've said things, done things, and it's just been like ridiculous. But at the end of the day, right, we're committed to each other. I think I still love you. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm like, we will figure this.
Frosty away.
We still haven't really resolved that, but we'll talk.
This was last night. The whole Frosty thing happened last night, by the way. And we're still going on.
Oh, yeah. All the people like, don't go to bed mad at each other. I'm like, why? That's perfectly fine with me. No, I'm just kidding.
That's when I get the best sleep.
That's when I get the best sleep. Well, that's why our couch was like $5,000, and we bought the nicest couch.
Exactly.
Actually, Liz goes, "That's a really nice couch." It was actually your idea, and I was like, "I like that idea." She's like, "You've never been so excited to buy furniture in your life." I'm like, "Well, hey, I know I'm going to be sleeping on that thing at least one day in the future."
Yeah, you need to make it comfortable.
A broken IKEA couch.
Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable than our old IKEA couch. That's a fact. But any which way, when you guys have baby Jack or shortly thereafter or whenever you guys decide, we'll do another podcast. We'll try to drop some more bombs and some more nuggets. I'll tell you what, like, we don't have it figured out, but we've been pruned, I think is probably the best way to say it. Like every day we're learning. We're still learning. We're still trying to be more graceful. There's a lot of eyeballs on us, so I feel like the pressure to get better and be better, like, and I want to be better. I want to be better for you guys. I want to be better for Liz and for the people watching and myself. And I'm like, hey, numbskull, stop messing this up. And it's like, sometimes I tell Liz, I'm like, I'm stupid. You got to go slow. Like, but at the end of the day, like, I think we're very committed to each other. We're very committed to the future. We're very committed to each other. And we're also very, how else do you say it? Like, we're not going to give up. We're not going to quit. Like,
we're still, like, we talked a lot about like what we used to do and like how things were. And it looks different today, but we're still doing all of those things. Like, we're still surrounding ourselves with people who are farther along than we want to be. He just got together with Troy Clogg, a huge business in our area. The owner got breakfast with him, like big opportunity. And we treated it like
I came home and debriefed on you for like 30,
he, like,
40
took
minutes.
Notes over breakfast. Like, so we're still very much in it. It just looks a little different now.
We were driving last night to my mom's for family dinner, and Liz goes, "Hey, do you got a quick second?" We had like a 20-minute car ride, and she goes, "I got 4 things I want to share from you. I took from notes from this book that I was reading on audiobook, or on my book, my Kindle, while Emmy was napping on me, in bed for afternoon nap." She goes, "I got these 4 bullet points. Can I run these by you? It's about like education and for kids and different types of education we're trying to develop for Emmy, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but like that's a fun growing relationship. We're not like, hey man, Shooters has $2 martinis till 2. You want to go there on Thursday night and watch the game?"
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like that's such everybody does it. Everybody starts there, but like it's such a shallow way to live. And there's so much more that you guys can build and accomplish together. Are you still my ride or die chick? Are you still my?
You want to throw away your Frosty?
I can always buy another Frosty. I'll buy you a damn franchise. That's how it works, bro. But like, I'm still salty about that Frosty though.
We'll go get another one tonight.
Well, but we'll go get some Dairy Queen.
We'll go get like a family.
If your grandma isn't left yet with Emmy. Emmy's just out there. Emmy's just out there. She got a TV remote or an iPad. She's just like, da-da. Like, "Grandma, when'd you leave?" "Oh, I left an hour and a half ago. You guys talked too long." No, we appreciate the time, and if you're doing a whole series of these, man, I'm going to listen in.
I can't wait. Yeah.
I need to listen to this show, everybody's show that's been guests on the show. So what's the whole series here? Are you doing a couple weeks in a row, or what's the scoop?
No, so this is long term. We went up to 3 days a week now. So it's on Monday. It's Marriage Monday. I mean, that's the best name I could come up with. But
I like it.
That was the day that we weren't doing shows. So we started doing them on Mondays now, and the goal is we get on there and discuss some stuff sometimes. I'm sure once Jack is here, we'll have a lot more topics I'm sure it'll turn into a lot more like a parenting type thing. But interviewing people like y'all, just people that are in the thick of it, and just trying to better our marriage and everybody else's out there.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing it for what, like 7 weeks, 8 weeks now, and honestly, just like to start a conversation, just to get people talking about it, and us to learn more and all that good stuff. So we have fun doing it. So we enjoy it just for ourselves.
What's here? I'll wrap up with one last thought. What's the best thing you've heard so far from the whole series? What's the best marriage tip? Because I haven't heard the other shows just yet.
Honestly, we've done one other.
You did one interview.
Yeah, we did one other guest interview that she couldn't be on, and they were it was with, you might have heard Croupins, Poopin, Scoopin. I think
Erica. She lives.
Yeah, they live.
Great. I talk to her all the time.
Yeah. So we did one with them and her husband. That was a really cool story. He's a tree climber and learned a lot about that. We've done a lot of the other ones have just been us talking about certain topics, and that's so another point of it is we don't want so marriage topics are discussed at a high, like a top level, like abroad. Very often you just like, oh, how you do this, how you do that. One thing that we do want to do as this continues is start getting to like the nitty gritty of certain topics of like finances and things like that. Like, let's actually hone in on something, because I don't know if you're like me, but I don't want to watch a 50-minute YouTube video or a 50-minute podcast and not really get what I'm looking like. I want the meat and potatoes of stuff.
You don't want the fluff.
We hate the fluff.
We don't like the fluff.
I've spent 20 years in self-help and personal development, and tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars distilling success.
Exactly.
I've personally just been, I grew up so broke, so poor. We both did.
Yeah.
We had access to nobody and nothing, where I've really tried to distill the best of everything that I could for the last 2 decades. If I don't have all the answers, but I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about any of those specific topics, Liz and I have literally tried to model the long-term most successful habits of so many people that have it kind of figured out. So like, if you guys want to talk about a specific topic, not that like we're a finished product on that topic, but like, I mean, how to manage money together as a couple.
Tell you what to do, or mostly like what not to do.
Y'all answered a lot of. So finances were in my notes today, and that's something that you answered a lot of without even really. I never even asked the question, but y'all went in, you transitioned to the finance thing and answered a lot of that. So I don't know. Maybe we'll put you on payroll for your time, and we'll do this every more than once a year. But yeah, I do want to get y'all back on for real. It's really enjoyable, and love getting to hang out with people like you. And it's just like you said, like. It's just high level thinking. That's what it is. And high level thinking sounds like prestigious and like, well, I can't do that. You can do that. It just think about things that are actually going to put you somewhere further tomorrow than you are today. It's not anything. It's not anything crazy. It's just put yourself where, like, I don't know. Change. For me, it's changing my family tree. It's changing. What our kids, like you said, you're changing your family tree today. Like, y'all came from nothing, and now it's not a secret. Like, you've gotten your finances in order. You're building your dream house. Like, you're getting to that point. It's still a work in progress. But it's just, I don't know, crazy stuff, crazy times to be alive.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, man, we'd be honored to come back on. I'll tell you guys, knowing what I know now, I will tell you, anybody can change almost any aspect of your life in 2 to 5 years or less. Yeah. I mean, really, like 2016 was 5.5, 6 years ago.
It's so crazy.
Who we are, what we have, what we do, how we think, how we act, what we believe, what we've unlearned. My gosh, it's completely wide open for anybody. So we're not a finished product by any means. And we're not even saying we're like that good. I mean, frankly, I feel embarrassed every day. I'm like, why are we not 10 times further along? Right. All that kind of crap.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's wide open, man. It's not exclusive. There's no secrets. Like, and if the information's hard to come by, dude, somebody write in, shoot an email to Jeremiah, and we'll smash that topic.
I'm really excited about this series for you guys. Marriage is something obviously that we're very passionate about hosting together in the trade.
We really are.
Yeah.
And by the way, can't mention trades without the almonds, because really, Brittany, like, spearheaded it. You filled in all the other details that she couldn't tackle, and then I think Caleb and I just showed up. We're like, oh yeah, let's talk about success. But it was a really good time, and thanks for the plug. And I think you guys have been to both of them. I think back to back now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
they got brought on stage this year. You brought them on stage this year.
I did, but I don't remember any of it because the other couple was getting.
Yeah, that stole the show.
Oh yeah.
We have the audio from. Yeah, right. We have the audio from like all the people that spoke. You guys' little 15 minutes was up there too. Yeah. One of the almonds, Hunter, their kid, just got done editing it all. So I still got to like listen to all the different talks and segments. I totally missed Jeremiah.
It's so hard to host an event and like pay attention to what's going on. Yeah. So we always have to listen to the recordings after.
Yeah, so I don't know what nuggets you guys dropped. I need to go back and listen to your 15 minutes. So
we're already in the process of planning next year too. So
it'll be good.
Those when we get figured out.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
We know what we can do. We can have these guys on stage because they will distill marriage down for the next 52 weeks, and then they'll have all the answers, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Every marriage Monday,
how about
the answers.
Jeremiah's like, what did we get ourselves into?
No.
We'll have to wrap up speakers.
Yeah. It's you've been married for 3 years. Yeah, we've got it all figured out. But
it's fine.
No,
we don't.
We are the furthest from it. But it's
like Think and Grow Rich with Napoleon Hill. He went to the 400 most successful people at the time, right? Like that's what you guys are doing. Like get all those nuggets, and then you can make your marriage book.
That's the plan. And guess what? We get to do it kind of for free because we just get to have guests on the show. So you just got to learn how to work the system. It's like paying taxes. But
just milk it, maybe.
That's right.
No, we really do appreciate it though, because kind of like you're saying, surround yourself with people that are a little bit farther in life than you are to kind of learn from them. Like that's all we're trying to do with this.
100%.
And just learn and grow as much as we can and share that with people that are a little behind us. So we love it.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Well, I don't think it's absolutely. I don't think it's any question where anybody listening can find you, but where can they find you if they want to check you out?
Are you gonna plug your OF or no? No, I'm just kidding. Brian's on me on Instagram. What? That's not where you're at? Team player.
That's terrible.
Okay, fine. Are you on a house or not? No, those girls make a lot. Single mom. Single mom fundraiser.
Hey, I've got the next one. I'm gonna make so like dogs. This is funny. I don't. Why you do not like this?
It's great.
This is funny. Okay, so do you follow the lawn tools? You know who the lawn tools are, right?
I know of them. Yeah.
He does only lawns, and he posts pictures of him like the lawn. It's pretty funny. I'm gonna get our dog and make an only paws because only paws and paint their toenails and put their paws on the internet.
Dude, there's probably
people will like it. There is a market. There's a market. Now that this is out, when this goes out and people hear this, it's gonna be on my Instagram feed. Somebody's doing it. So I just gave the $1 million secret away.
When you're trying to build a house, all options are on the table.
See?
You do what you got to do.
Okay.
Teddy can become a model.
You can sell that.
Teddy, oh my God.
You can sell the bath water, right? Is that one of those?
He has a noodle for a brain.
Yeah, but he fits in really well.
Oh, you can find him on OnlyFans, friends.
No, there's actually Brian's on maintenance OnlyFans.
Is there really?
No, I should though. If somebody wants to send a check, if I got some royalties there, I should be a hand model. Like I talk in my videos with my hands only, all the time. Just pointing at
because you don't actually work. There's no calluses on those hands. You know that.
They're soft, man. Like baby soft.
You can't spread that pine straw like the best of us.
You know what? I'm gonna have to leave the heavy lifting to you guys down south, man. It's you guys just have that market on lock. So
yeah. Well, man, we really do appreciate. We really do appreciate it. It's been an honor. We're going on an hour and a half, man. This has been really fun. We want to be respectful of your time, though. So we want to let y'all go, get back to baby Emmy, and have a good rest of your evening. And maybe go get another Frosty. You never know.
Yeah.
But
play your cards right.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up. Would you leave us a 5-star rating and review? If you want to hear a part 2 of any specific topics or anything like that, shoot us an email, let me know, and we can get something set up for the future. But that's it. We look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.